Post-ride checklist. It's one of the most important things you'll do with your dirt bike. So after you ride, whether it's motocross or trail, one of the most important things you can do is wash your bike correctly. We have lots of videos on power washing your bike, and that's critical. You do need a power washer. We have videos you can go check out. One of the key things that we like to do is lay the bike over from one side to the other side and then up on the stand, scrub it, power wash it. We make sure that it's perfectly good. Now, a big thing that happens is a lot of guys go, well, that's really hard on the bearings and everything else, and yes, it is. But the only way to really accurately see what's going on with your bike is to keep it good and clean. Now, that doesn't mean if you go do a dusty ride, we do dusty rides, a dual sport ride, we don't always wash it every time, but we do it most of the time. So if it's dusty, there's many things we're going to mention in this post-riding that will relate to that. One thing I would remind you to do that we wouldn't do otherwise in a regular washing is wipe the fork tubes down when you're done. If you just do a dusty ride, because you still could have some dirt in there. If you're not going to wash it, much less risk of tearing a fork seal. So once it's washed, you bring it into the shop. That's where the real important work happens, okay? You're going to start the bike first, let it idle for a bit, just run it. That way you know you don't have any water in the engine. Okay, now we're going to blow it off, and it's really nice to have compressed air. I hate washing bikes when we're maybe on the road out of town. We will do it. We prefer to have some type of air. We'll even use our blower, our big high-powered blower, to rough it out, but then having a strong compressor to really get in here, we'll blow in many of these places you see, the chain, of course, bearings. The main thing we're trying to do is electronics, especially on these newer bikes. We're blowing off all the electronics. We're blowing foot pegs, chain, any bearing joints, all those places we're blowing all off. And as we're doing it, a lot of times I'm using a rag and kind of going around the bike. The next thing we do is we pull the seat off. That's something we've started doing as the electronics have gone up in the volume of electronics and the importance of them. As we pull the seat off, blow all the electronics off. Some bikes like this Yamaha here and our newer generation Hondas will either pull off the side plate or pull it back and blow off in there as well. And so we'll like to pull those back, get all the air out of there. Also, when you see us, when we have the seat off, we're blowing under the seat, getting water out of the seat, and that will also help your foam last longer. If you have a carburetor or a throttle body, either way, I'd be blowing up into those areas, and I'm shooting up into like where the coil is, where the spark plug is. I'm shooting up into those areas. And of course, blowing off like the foot peg springs, the shifter, any of the metal parts, the steel parts I can see, I'm blowing basically all around the bike. So the next thing we're doing is twofold. We're wiping down the bike with some lube on our rag, factory shine type product that gives a nice coating to your plastic and smells awesome. And then like a lube, like a oily lube works great on a lot of the parts we'll talk about. So the next part of the process is I'm wiping down the bike everywhere, plastic. Now the big one is rims. I'll go around the rims, around the entire, both sides of the rims with some lube on my rag, or that factory shine going around there, and I'm getting in between the spokes, really cleaning that rim. And as I'm doing it, I'm feeling the spokes to see if that's one of the things we're going to add to our maintenance list or not, if any of them feel loose. And then as I do that, now I'm going to lube up the bike. So now we've already blown off the chain with air. So now we want to get some lube on there, some oily lube, not a chain lube. We want to dissipate the water. So we're going to spray that chain down and help get that water out of there. We're going to hit the foot peg joints where the springs are, the shifter, the chain adjuster bolts in the back, just looking around for little areas to spray. If I have a clutch cable bike, a lot of times I'll hit up and shoot up into the clutch cable area so that will help dissipate water out of that clutch lever and cable setup. Now I'm going to go around the bike, and I'll have like a 12mm wrench, and I'll just check that none of these sprocket bolts, I'm not really moving, I'm just making sure that none of them feel loose. Those are really critical. Things like that. So now I'm going to just barely touch, make sure none of those have come loose. If you have those come loose, it's catastrophic. Okay, so those are things you really want to keep an eye on. Then I'm going to look around as I'm wiping down for any bolts that are loose or missing. That's important. I'm just checking little things like my front end feels good. On a lot of the KTM bikes, especially the Austrian bikes, the front wheel can come loose. And that's because there's not a lot of torque in the front forks. They get a lot of flex. And so with the billet clamps that they have, and the front wheel will loosen up, and it happens a lot. So that's a real common thing. And you can just simply tell by moving your front wheel to see if it has any rocking to it. So that's a good one to check. Next thing I'm gonna do is check the chain adjustment to see if it's within spec. So you're gonna wanna check that chain spec. I'm gonna look at the air filter up here on the Yamaha. Most of other bikes, it's right in here. I'm gonna look at the air filter and see if it needs to be changed. Depending upon where you're riding, this might be an every ride thing. It might be an every 2 or 3 ride thing if you only ride in really prep stuff, no dust. So there isn't a good rule of thumb like it's every ride. In the summertime, we're racing out here at Glen Helen. It can be every ride. But in the wintertime we're riding, it could go 2, 3, 4 rides. At this time also, now I'm looking to see if my hours on my oil change are where it's time to change the oil. People go, when's it time to change the oil? That's whole nother videos, but I will say that's gonna be individual for every rider and bike. It ranges drastically. So a fast rider on a YZ250F, a faster or even novice and up on a YZ250F, it doesn't hold a lot of oil. It's almost every ride, okay? Motocross ride. If you have an FX 250 or 450 and you do a big trail ride, it's gonna be that one ride. They don't hold a ton of oil, so those are things to consider. 2 strokes, usually 2 or 3 or 4 rides. It can be various. So that's one thing you're gonna monitor on your oil changes is how does your oil look coming out, and you go, hey, it's really black. Don't go that long. Go an hour or 2 less than that and see how it looks. Keep an eye on how your oil looks coming out. It should still be just turning brown. It should not be black. We like to bleed forks straight away. It's not totally critical, but we find we have better fork seal life if we bleed our forks after every ride. And many times if we drive to a ride, we'll bleed our forks before we ride as well because they've been tied down and we'll get a lot of air to come out. Seems like forks are happier with less air in them like this. PB Blaster is that penetrant catalyst that really breaks loose those old stubborn bolts. Been around for years and years. We all know this thing, seen it all over the place. Well, now Blaster has a Blaster power line, products, aerosols to help us with our moto maintenance. Now, the most important thing you do when you bring that bike back into the shop, you might not have time that day to do everything I just mentioned, right? But the blue tape is the key. We put blue tape down. It could be green if you want, or whatever color you have of tape. And we write down all those things I just went over, air filter, oil chain, chain slack, spokes. We write all those things down, okay, that we can't get to, or that maybe we're gonna write them down and we're gonna check off 2 or 3 of them as we go, and maybe we don't get to all of them because we gotta go do some honeydews or we gotta go whatever on that Saturday night, right? So that keeping a list on here is crucial. I'll even put gas on here so I know that, hey, I need to add gas to this thing. Now, if I know I'm riding the next day or 2, I'll even add fuel and be fully ready to go. Don't be that guy, even if it's just for yourself, but you have buddies involved, your kid or whatever, don't be the guy that when there's a last minute riding trip to the track or trail, somebody calls you up, hey, we're gonna head out tomorrow morning, and you're like, and it's like 11 o'clock and you're like, oh man, I gotta work on my bike, I gotta do my oil change, my chain, my filter's dirty, I gotta do all these things. Or you're the guy that knows you have to do all those things and you just blow them off and you're gonna go, I'm gonna go riding anyway. We have a guy, Lucas, that does that a lot. So there's guys like that do this stuff. So don't be that guy. So either you're gonna neglect your maintenance or you're gonna just neglect going riding because you weren't prepared to go. That also goes for having gas and supplies ready to go. So when your bike's ready, your gear's ready, your gas cans are ready. You're not having to stop at the gas station on the way and waste time and those types of things. So those are things to keep in mind. Be prepared. If you plan to wash your bike, we suggest doing it as soon as you can. Don't let it sit in your truck or van or in your garage overnight if you can avoid it. What happens is the dirt will stick there and it's way harder to get off. It will stick to the bottom of the cases. It also stains your cases and your frame in many cases. You have aluminum frame, it stains stuff. It stains the plastic, especially if you got white plastic underneath, it stains there. So the quicker you can get it off, the better. Also, prepping a little bit under your bike can go a long way when you go to wash it. Something like this, Blaster has this mud blaster, and you spray it under the fenders, and we'll even get it under the skid plate, under the bike, so that most of the dirt and mud that comes up is way easier. And we've tested it back to back. When you don't have anything, that dirt and mud will stick a lot harder. So when you're power washing it, you gotta work a lot harder. And I feel like it also is more likely to stain and stick harder than when you have some type of barrier like that mud blaster on there. We're on trail trips sometimes and we can't wash in between. Before we load up the bike, we'll spray some lube on the fork tubes, wipe them down. Even if we put a bike away that's muddy or dirty, we especially like to do that so we have less chance of cutting those seals. Wipe those down. Still lube your chain with some oily lube. Wipe your bike down and spray the things you can to help loosen up that stuff when you do get to wash it. Rusting. So I'm gonna go hit those spots. We're gonna power wash these things when we get home. Also, on your forks, I'm gonna spray this and I'm gonna wipe it down with a rag before we load so that it's less likely to get a bone fork seal. And if it hits the disc, people are gonna freak out. We're power washing this bike after, we don't care. Paper towel in here. Try to get all the way around there. Okay. Spencer's found this out the hard way, huh?
Oh yeah.
They're not too muddy, but it doesn't take much. And we're gonna load these things up right now, all wet and dirty. So save yourself some hassle later. All right, so that's a lot to think about, but it's really important to keep up on your maintenance on a dirt bike. Your life and your well-being depends on it. So keep up on your maintenance, do a good job. Bike washing isn't just washing. You have to think of it as it's prepping for the next time you ride. Every time we wash, we're thinking about the next time we ride. So when I'm power washing this thing, I'm under there and I'm looking for anything missing. We find something half the time. We see or notice something wrong or something we need to address. So and you have those notes in your rear fender, if you find out that you're missing a part or a certain bolt, you need to order it, write it down so you go order it when you get home. So keep track of those things. That's crucial to your long-term success and happiness in moto. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Remember, you can email me any questions, comments, those types of things. You can email me directly. You can go to our website at dirtbiketv1.com. Go there and there's a contact, easy to email me. You can send us your questions. We give a lot of guys bike advice. If you're curious about what bike to buy, used or new, we can help you depending upon where you live. So hopefully that helps you guys out. We'll see you guys out next time on the track or trail.